Greetings everyone, my name is Cubeproductions, and today we're playing Dead by Daylight using the Skull Merchant, the best killer in the game, like usual, and the only killer that matters, and my favorite killer. Today we have a different type of build. Normally use Hex Memento and all those perks to help slow down the game, so we can focus more on chase and not focus on gens. But instead today we have a general regressing perk, Hex Undying, Hex Ruin. Then we have our favorite perk, someone that no one ever uses because it's not really that good, and honestly, it got nerfed. Hex Ruin got nerfed, but Hex Undying plus Hex Ruin is not really bad. Then we have Fearmonger. Fearmonger is a perk where, when a survivor is repairing a generator, they be afflicted with the blindness and exhausted effect. Then, if they stop repairing that generator, they're inflicted with the blindness and exhausted effect for 5 more seconds after leaving. And because of the brown noise generator, the green item we always use, if they're on the gen, they're going to be blind, exhausted, and oblivious, making it really easy for us to chase them because they can't use their exhaustion perks. And of course, the last perk we have is called Deadlock. What that perk does is if a survivor, once a generator is completed, the generator with the most progress gets blocked. The main reason why I'm using that perk is just so that way I can at least stop some gens, because we don't really have any gen stopping power. The main point of this build is so that way we can use Fearmonger to make them exhausted, and use the green add-on to make them oblivious so they don't know where we're coming from. Once they're exhausted, we can chase them, and in case you don't know, when you're exhausted, you can't use your exhaustion perks. And also when you're exhausted, if you are still sprinting, the exhaustion side effect will just continue staying on you until you stop sprinting for 6 seconds, because Fearmonger lasts for 6 seconds. And because of that reason, we can use the green add-on to see their positioning, and once they get out the gen, Hex Ruin will stop the gen will regress the gen automatically for us. Now, I'm kind of mad they nerfed Hex Ruin, but I make sense, because Hex Ruin has been a perk that's been essential to the game. Like, it's been in the game for so long, and everyone uses it because it's so good. Basically, all it did to nerf it was gens regress like usual, but they regress, I think, at 125% instead of 200%. And once someone gets killed, the hex totem goes away. But I can understand why it does that, because once someone gets killed, it's a 1v3. You don't really need to have the perk anymore. It should have already done its job well enough. So I'm not really mad, but let's get on to the game so I can show you how good this build is with Skull Merchant. Okay, we're playing on Blood Lodge today. I don't know why. A lot of times I make these videos, I noticed that I've been playing on the Auto Haven records a lot. I don't even hate these maps, but Blood Lodge is actually a really good map for her if you have the right build, and this build in particular, it's pretty good. So we're going to put drones like usual in certain spots. I'm going to try and protect this totem and this drone, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it. But it's literally just the right radius where I can do it. But I knew I heard somebody, so I'm going to... And we're going to chase them over here. Hopefully they don't go find a pallet instantly fast. We're going to try and chase them. But the point of this build is basically we're going to make them exhausted when they use generators. We kind of want them to be on gens, and then we want to chase them, and their exhaustion perks won't work. And at the end of the game, I'm going to show you how many exhaustion perks we just got rid of because of the fact that we have them. So this person can't use her exhaustion perks either. So she probably has Dead Hard, but we can't use it. And this is before, so even though I am uploading this video after the update where Dead Hard can no longer be used until you unhook someone, until you unhook yourself or get unhooked. This is a game before that update happened. I do have games that happened after that update. It's just I am kind of like trying to upload all the games. I don't want to keep all of these videos on my computer that's sitting here. I want to actually show y'all these different builds I have and see how y'all like it or not. So like I told you before in many of my videos, there's no height limit to drones. You can put a drone in the basement and it affects the top. Put a drone on the top, it affects the basement. So I'm gonna put that drone in a really annoying spot that affects the entire house. And in order for them to get to the drone, they literally have to go up the stairs. So the base of that generator is off limits. And even if the generator was still able to be worked on, it doesn't really matter because of one reason, and the reason is we have deadlock. So once a generator is completed, that generator will most likely end up not being blocked in me, so we can't use it anyway. So someone completed the generator, so now the generator with the most progress is blocked for 30 seconds. And that generator just happens to be the generator literally right there. So as I thought, the generator with the most progress will get blocked. So now we don't even have to worry about the Blood Lodge. Blocking gens with Skull Merchant, I used to think was not really a good idea because yes, it doesn't. Yes, the gen doesn't regress anymore, but I thought it wasn't a good idea mainly because of the fact that when you block a gen, there's not really a point of me going to it because it's blocked, and also it doesn't regress anymore, so there's no point of blocking gens. But something told me, wait, I can just put a drone on the gen that's blocked, and now they have to do that drone once the generator is unblocked. So basically, they can't do the drone and the generator is blocked. They can't do the generator and I have pressure on the gen because of the fact that I have the drone there. So that's why I have been starting to use perks that can block gens. They're actually really good, especially in this build because we block gens, that way they don't do the gen insanely fast, but also we are really good in chase because they're going to be exhausted and they can no longer use their exhaustion perks. And not being able to use that hard, live, balance landing makes it really easy for this killer to actually down you. But like usual, we're going to place drones everywhere. We see someone's at this drone, they are oblivious to us, but because this map is kind of big and it's open, they definitely can see us coming. But it doesn't really matter because they're exhausted, so now even they had an exhaustion perk, it's not going to activate. And they're exposed because they didn't see us coming. I don't know why survivors try and do generators that are clearly inside the drone radius. I don't get it at all. Like you really, but I get they know they can hear a heartbeat, but we have to basically win a chase for 60 seconds. Can you win a chase for a whole minute against the Skull Merchant while you're exposed? It is possible. People have done it before. I believe I showed it in my videos too. But at the same time, it's like I would rather get off the gen or at least do the drone before deciding to try and go back and do a gen that I know will get me exposed. Like that makes no sense to me. But that's how survivors are, so whatever. So I'm gonna go after this person because I realized that even though yes, I did see some wire in front of me, I heard somebody. So I want to go after them. And they destroyed my ruin. But it doesn't really matter that much because now Ruin and Hex Undying are both gone. We no longer have any gen regression. But if you look, we already hooked 5 people, so it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't think we hooked 5 people because someone got to stage 2. But we've already hooked people enough where I think it works out either way. It doesn't matter if they get rid of it now. It did its job. But this person is still out the hook for some reason, so I'm going to go after them. And hopefully they can run towards my drone areas so I can get a speed buff, which they do. Well, not actually, I lied. It's not even a speed buff. It's because he has this claw trap on him, so we get a 3% speed buff, as we should. And now they're gonna be at this generator. He uses Dead Hard at the pallet because he wasn't on a gen, so he's kind of exhausted by Fearmonger. That's one exhaustion perk that we literally know they have, but it doesn't really matter because he used it. And now he's in a really bad spot. I swung right there because I really thought that the window was right there. I didn't really realize what side of the shack I was on, so I swung right there thinking this route would go through the window, but there's literally nothing there. Kind of embarrassing, but you know, we all make mistakes. So this person's on their second hook, one more hook, and they are dead. But I gotta reset my drones because while I was chasing that person, they probably had time to do gens. That's the only problem with this build. We don't have any gen regression perks, but we never have any, and we don't have any gen slowdown perks. Now, to be fair, I never really use any gen slowdown perks anyway when I'm playing Skull Merchant, besides Hex Pimento. Hex Pimento is the gen slowdown perk. But it's not we're trying to slow down gens, or we're trying to like constantly be on the gen. We're just trying to slow down the gens. So we can let them be on the gen for however long they want to be on it. It's just, if they decide to stay on the gen, we can focus on doing, what's it called? Chases, and let them stay on the gen. Who really cares? Now, I am trying to get every single perk on Skull Merchant. I don't have every single killer Prestige 3 or Prestige 1, so I can get all the perks yet. Also, I noticed that someone was in my drone radius, and because of her route, we can see where they are, so we know she's right here. She probably was like, why does he know where I am? But it doesn't really matter because he's in the bus, and the bus is really, really, really annoying. But luckily they decided to go in the middle of the map where the pallets are and not where the bus is. The bus is so annoying. I hate the bus. But this person's not exhausted because they weren't on a generator, but luckily they don't have that hard, so it doesn't really matter. But like I was saying, normally we use Hex Pimento to slow down the gens, and we focus on chases. But I'm trying to get every perk with every killer. Like for example, right now I'm focusing on Ghostface, because even though I don't think Ghostface has like the best perks, I'm all ears. It's not a bad perk. I wouldn't use it on Score Merchant probably, but I'm all ears. It's not a bad perk. And then what's that perk called? Filling Trimmers is a really good perk, I think, actually. So I'm gonna try and use that with Skull Merchant. I have a really cool build idea. But this person decides to kill himself on the hook for some reason. I might bring this up in a future video, but I've noticed that whenever I play Skull Merchant, people just don't like playing the game. Like, they really don't want to stay in the game. But this build in particular, I don't know why. This build's not really that crazy. It's literally just get you exhausted so I can down you fast. Like, I feel like on Nurse, Fearmonger is really good because they do gens and you're just gonna teleport towards the person. They're gonna run from you, obviously. They're not going to stay in the same spot. So they're gonna run from you, and when they run from you, you're going to have them exhausted. But I think the reason why it works so well on this killer is because this killer can be oblivious, will make them oblivious, and can be undetectable. So this is a really annoying area, but in order to fix this problem, I'm gonna get rid of this drone, and I'm gonna place the drone here. Now, I know exactly where she is, and I'm undetectable, so she's gonna vault. I see her vaulting, and we're going to... I could have just built the pallet, but I really didn't want to have to deal with the fact that she could just run somewhere else. And luckily, she stayed in the same spot, so it made it really easy for us. And now that's our second hook. We're gonna reset these drones. This generator is basically off limits and will never be touched by anybody. Also, I'm a little confused, honestly, why there haven't been more gens pop. Because I've been focusing on chases a lot more than I normally would. So, there's not really a reason why there's not many gens being popped yet. But I'm going to pretend like I'm picking up this person because I know this person has a flashlight. So I'm going to pretend like I'm picking them up and wait for this person to try and flashlight save. But she's not going to flashlight save anymore because she realized she might die. Also waiting out for her, borrow time. But I believe either I didn't wait long enough and she still had a few seconds left of her her endurance, or this person had borrowed time and I was unable to down her. But it doesn't really matter because there's 2 gens left, but there's 2 people left. And I'm pretty sure one of them is dead on hook, so it doesn't really matter. I hear her, she's injured, but I can't figure out where she is. Someone's gonna chase her. I was gonna put a drone down and try and find her right there, but instead she just starts running towards the middle so I can see exactly where she's going. But she is not exhausted because she was not on a generator, so Fearmonger's not gonna work on her. But I do know she probably has dead heart, so I'm gonna be mentally prepared for that. He puts down the pallet and she starts looking at me like that. He uses dead heart and gets it. I'm pretty sure he used dead heart by there because no one will really flashlight like that unless they were planning on using dead heart. Most survivors like the flashlight used so they can like taunt you for swinging at them, and then they use dead heart and they get further away. So we downed every single person. Honestly, this build is so weird because on paper you wouldn't think this build works that well, but I think the reason why it worked that well is because I'm so used to using Skull Merchant now. Like, she is my main killer, will always use her. Unless, like, well, not even unless. The only problem with Skull Merchant is I feel like they're gonna nerf her, even though I don't think they should nerf her, but she's my main killer right now. And I think this build is actually really good on her. But if you're gonna use this build, I recommend you use the green add-on. The one that makes them not exposed. The one that makes them oblivious. Because making survivors oblivious really helps with the Skull Merchant's game plan. Because basically you're gonna be undetectable. You're gonna be undetectable when you are inside your own radius. That is true. But the reason why the oblivious side effect matters so much, I've explained it in my videos, but I don't think I've explained like in actual like depth. The main reason why it's such an important thing is because, like, this reason, he doesn't know. I have the undetectable side effect anyway, but he doesn't know I'm here because he's oblivious, and so I was out of side. If I wasn't undetectable right there, he wouldn't know I was even there because he's oblivious. But then, if I was undetectable like I did, he still didn't know because being oblivious means you can't hear a killer's hair radius or its own heartbeat. So it's a really, really easy and quick way to sneak up on people, and that's why I like it so much. Now I'm gonna get some blood points because I want to level up Ghostface so I can get his perks, so I can try and use them all. But this game was really fast. This is a really good example of Fearmonger being really good. It's just the fact that you make them exhausted, and you'll see right at the end of the game, how many perks did we disable because they were exhausted? So I recommend using this build if you want to try and chase people more than you want to stop gens. Even though the Penamental build I've used on my channel, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go check my other videos in the Dead by Daylight playlist on my channel. But look, as you can see, we stopped Sprint Burst, Dead Hard, Overcome, even though we did see one Overcome actually right at the beginning of the game when we hit the Jeff, he has Overcome, but he never got to use it ever after that because he got exposed. But we stopped 2 Dead Hards and we stopped a Sprint Burst. So that's the power of Fearmonger plus Oblivion's add-on. But if you liked the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share anyone you know. I love reading y'all's comments. As I say every video, I really do love reading y'all's comments. If you enjoyed the build, make sure you tell me in the comments because people who do like these builds, they're actually pretty good. This build focuses more though on chasing people. I know it looks weird. How can this build focus more on chasing when you have hex totems that stop gens? But making them oblivious, making them exhausted helps with the chases. But I'll see you next video. Have a nice day.